Namaste everybody, Irina here and welcome to my YouTube channel. I invite you to take a cross-legged seated position. We're going to start the practice shortly. So in this video I will be covering body balance. Don't get confused with the arm balances. I might do a video on the arm balances separately. What are the challenges of the asanas that are focused on balancing the weight of the body? Well, there were some studies that showed that in asanas like Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, warrior three, tree pose, we actually engage the muscles of the ankle, the muscles that stabilize and move the ankle more than we engage the muscles that move the knee and the hip. So just bear in mind that we will be focusing on gripping the mat with the four corners of each foot, and so we will be engaging strongly the muscles and ligaments of the ankle. So straight away, contraindications: if you have any injuries, ankles, hip or knees, or any recent surgeries, I would recommend to avoid it. Or you could start practicing with the wall, towards the wall, and have assistance of something to hold on to, or you can also use the props. Another main focus and element that is really important in body balance is your drishti, which is focus. It's where we direct our gaze to, and we're trying not to look around, because as soon as you start looking around, checking out, you'll lose the balance. And what's the most important is the connection to the breath. So breath is super important in yoga. Breath is one of the pillars of the successful practice. That when we're talking about the body balance, it's I can't emphasize the importance of having strong connection and observing the breath, doing the deep abdominal breathing, engaging the muscles, engaging your bandhas. And yeah, so those are my main points that I would like to cover. Also, with regards to contraindications, if you suffer from migraines, dizziness, vertigo, again, be cautious. Maybe starting practicing body balances with the wall, towards the wall, or using the props. Also, sometimes it could be challenging with the weak connection to the body to actually understand how to shift the weight of the body. So in this case, starting small and then progressing. I'll explain later in the practice what I'm meaning by starting small. Okay, so without the further ado, you're already in the cross-legged seated position, so we will start. Centering ourselves, I have just a strap and I'm sitting on the block, so there are two props that I'm going to be using in the practice today. And if you have those props, I invite you to use them as well. Right, so bringing the gaze inwards, let's position the hands on the knees, relax through the shoulders, getting your shoulders out of your ears, keeping the back straight, keeping the chest open. And start taking deep breaths, breathing in and out through the nostrils. There is no restrictions if you don't have any blockages. Paying attention to the facial muscles. The face is relaxed, the jaws is relaxed, the forehead, the nose, the lips, the eyes. If you wish to set the intention for the practice, you can do so mentally. And very gently, let's bring the arms to the sides. Let's bring them up. You can extend through the chest, to the chin, and then bringing the palms down, opening the gaze, bringing the hands on the knees, and we're going to just make circular movement with the upper body. So we're going to start engaging the shoulders, engaging the back muscles, massaging the belly. Subtle, gentle movements. And then changing rotation to the other side. Especially with this rotation and with forward folds, and when we are squeezing the belly, we would like to practice on the empty stomach, otherwise you're be very uncomfortable by squeezing, and also you're missing out on all those benefits that on the empty stomach we're twisting, and then at untwisting, it means that the toxins can be released into the bloodstreams and can then get filtered and get removed from the body. So kind of cleansing and detoxifying. Okay, let's get into the all four tabletop, just to engage with start engaging with the spine, and start bringing the shoulders back, looking up, exhaling, rounding through the back, looking at the navel, in, arch through the back, stretch through the throat, look up, exhale, engage the navel, draw the navel in, look at the belly. Few more rounds in your own pace. I'm here using Ujjayi breath. So that is oceanic sound that we want to create by restricting the back of the throat. Also known as a Darth Vader or scuba diving breath. Okay, back into the neutral. And here, so let's start the first balancing asana, which is going to be a tabletop, but balancing tabletop. So with your right leg extended, keep it active. You can point the toes down. You can bring them, so you can actually point them down or straight. Okay, so engaging the glutes. The toes on the back foot on your left side could be tucked in, or you can have an extension of the ankle. And here we're going to bring the left arm, and imagine that somebody is pulling your hand forward. Spread the fingers, keeping your right hand under the shoulder, your drishti to the floor, and keep engaging with the whole core of the body. And release. Okay, the other side, it means that the left leg, I'll point the toes down this time. Make sure that your position of the hands is correct, and then we are moving your arm forward, extending it, looking down to the floor, to the mat. And right. Okay. Releasing back into the tabletop, tug the toes, lift the knees, press through the feet. So we are just warming up the hamstrings and gently moving into the front of the mat. And from here, spread the toes of your left foot. With the tips of the fingers, you're going to be pressing with the mat, and we're going to just gently lift the right leg off the floor. So we are keep pressing with the tips of the fingers, And keep pointing the right toes forward. Making sure that your shoulders away from the ears, looking down. Navel drawn in, connection, strong connection to the breath here. And then bringing your foot forward, around through the back, and into the forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening through the spine. So your toes already point, so you're tucking the toes. Sorry. So your fingertips actually are pressing into the mat. We're gonna spread the toes on the right side, lift the left leg, point the toes on the left foot, or you can point them down. So either flexure or the extension of the ankle. Breathing and then bringing the foot back into the floor, into the center. Exhale, round through the back. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold once again, and inhale all the way up, palms to touch, and exhale to the center. Preparing for the tree pose. So for the tree pose, Vrikshasana, we're gonna start on the balancing on the left side of the body. Spread the toes of the left foot, making sure that you are standing on the even surface. Gonna lift, and here you can position your foot to the inside of the left thigh. Open up the right hip. If that's too much, maybe bringing the foot to the below the knee. Don't avoid positioning into the knee. If that's too much, maybe toes is going to just touch the floor, bringing the hands into the prayer position. Remember your drishti. You can position your gaze to the horizon, or you can look slightly down to the floor. Keep breathing. And we're going to change position. So it means that we're going to shift the weight into the right side this time. Toes pointing, trying to avoid misaligning the ankle. So the ankle is 90 degrees here. So I can see my foot is straight. Then I'm bringing the opposite inside. We have an outside rotation of the left hip this time. Hands into the prayer, bring the chest open. So you're retracting the shoulders. And you're breathing. Drishti, remember your gaze, your focus, and releasing the leg. We're gonna go into vinyasa. So inhale, bringing the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway left, lengthen, plant your hands, step into the plank. From the plank, stabilize the shoulders, chaturanga, into the up dog. Tug the toes, into the down dog. I'm gonna lift the right leg. We're gonna look forward, we're gonna step forward. And from here, we're gonna go into warrior three. So I'm going to lift the back foot of the floor pointed. And I'm gonna bring the arms back. Your toes could be again pointed. You could flex the toes. If that's too much, you can use the fingers here Or what you could also do is to use the block. And remember, toes are spread, making sure that you're not rounding through the back, that you're not bringing your shoulders into the ears. We want them out. And now we're going to plant that back foot back where it belongs. So we're going to plant the hands. We're going to step back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Plank. From plank, Chaturanga, into the up dog. Tuck the toes, into the down dog. Left leg up, look forward, step forward. Prepare to the left side. Spread the toes, lift the back foot off the floor. The knee could be soft, try not to hyperextend. Either using the block here or bringing the arms, stretching them back. Imagine the letter T. You can bring the arms forward if you wish, or use the long or the short edge of the block to support here. And we're gonna plant that back foot. Plant the hands, we're gonna step back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale into the plank, Chaturanga, up dog. Tuck the toes, down dog. Bend the knees, look forward, step, walk, or jump. Inhale halfway, exhale fold, and inhale all the way up. Palms to touch, Uttanasana. Exhale through the center. We're in Tadasana. Few breaths whilst you're in Tadasana. And here we're going to go into Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. So another balancing pose, I'm going to be using the strap. I'm going to start with my left side. So it means that the right foot is going to go off the floor. So I'm going to bring my strap, straighten your right leg, position your left hand onto the left hip, and you can point or you can flex the toe. This is a variation, so it means that we have a flexion of the hip. We're not opening up, the hips are squared. Drishti, breath, those two vital elements, and then gently coming out. The other side, right foot spread, grip the mat. With your left, we're gonna find that strap. Right hand on the right hip. Keep your chest open, so try not to round through the back, but bring the shoulders, retract them. And breathe. Very gently coming out, release your strap. And going straight into Vinyasa, inhale Uttanasana, exhale Uttanasana. Inhale Adho Uttanasana, plant your hands, plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Into the Adho Mukha Svanasana, 5 breaths here. Making sure that you're spreading the fingers outside, rotating the shoulders, avoiding hyperextension in the elbows, pressing the mat away, navel drawn in. Bend the knees, look forward. Step, walk, jump, use your hands as brakes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold into Uttanasana and inhale all the way up. Svadhisthana into Tadasana. Okay. So the apex pose would be Ardha Chandrasana. This is the half moon pose. From the Tadasana, from the mountain pose, I'm using the block, and I would recommend to use the block unless you're experienced and you're quite confident in this asana and you are understanding the alignment of the body. So first of all, we're going to start with opening up the right side. So I'm going to bring the right leg behind me. I'm spreading the toes, and simultaneously I'm going to position my body so the chest goes towards the floor. And now I want to open up the right hip, and I want to stack up the shoulders. Your toes can be pointed. You can have the flexion of the ankle. At the moment, I'm looking down. The aim is to move the gaze up. But as soon as you do that, you'll find that the balance is going to go. And it's okay to fall out. It's a part of the practice. Strong pose, very strong pose. Very gently coming out, closing the gap between your feet, releasing your block. Inhale as you halfway lift, exhale into Uttanasana. Plant your hands, let's get into the plank, from plank chaturanga into the up dog. Tuck the toes into the down dog. Bend the knees, look forward, step, walk or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, and inhale all the way up. Svadhisthana into Tadasana. Right, the other side. And also just notice which side is trickier, right? So spread the toes of your right foot. Prepare your block. So I'm going to be lifting, and simultaneously I'm going to bringing the body forward. Position your block. Could be to the center. At the moment I'm using slightly outside. I want to open up the hip. Now I want to stack up the shoulders and bring the drishti up. If you're finding that perhaps you can try to do it without the block. Maybe just fingers to be pressing into the mat. Or maybe not. Maybe falling out of the pose. And then trying again. Again, don't rush. Keep the drishti up and keep the breath going. Exhale, look down and bring the foot forward, round through the back. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step into the plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. Into the down dog. And then drop the knees and press into Balasana, the child's pose. Relax the upper body. On the inhale, feel the belly expanding. On the exhale, the belly drops to the spine. Very gently peel the forehead off the floor, bringing yourself into the kneeling position. Keeping the gaze closed. Perhaps reconnecting with intentions if you set the one before the practice began. We gently open the gaze. Bring the palms up, lowering them down, and then releasing the hands and the knees. From here, you can go into Shavasana, your final corpse asana, where you're spending your time in conscious relaxation, or you can carry on with the rest of your individual practice, or you can finish off and have that as your 20-25 minute practice for the day. Okay, it was a pleasure teaching you today, and I hope you're going to come back for more videos. Namaste.